With the recent release of the highly anticipated X-Men 97, I found myself going back and watching the original 90s series to prepare, and while doing so, there was one episode in particular that I found very interesting, that being the episode Nightcrawler. I wanted to talk about this episode in particular because I found it compelling how they touched on the topics of religion, faith, and forgiveness within what's supposed to be a children's show, and that'll be the focus of this video. This episode features as the introduction to the series of the character it is named after, longtime X-Man and former circus performer Kurt Wagner, aka Nightcrawler. The episode kicks off with him being hunted and chased away, all while being called a demon just for looking and being different, a common theme for X-Men. And putting myself in his shoes, I could see how dealing with that all your life could lead you towards hatred and disdain for the people who vilify you, or to question as to why God would make you that way. But it's how both sides of the coin and potential outcomes for people in such a position deal with it that makes all the difference. Afterwards, we get Gambit, Rogue, and Wolverine all on vacation together, where Logan overhears rumors of the demon and looks to turn the situation into one more up his alley by hunting it himself.
Come on, a demon? You must be kidding.
I heard it on the train. The whole town thinks they've been under attack by some dark creature for months. Must be some local yokel superstition.
Tell me more.
While on their way to where the demon was said to be located, a skiing mishap from Gambit leads to him getting knocked unconscious and causes a huge avalanche that leads the X-Men to a group of monks for shelter.
What in tarnation?
As Gambit is passed out recovering, one of the monks looks to put him to sleep permanently, but is caught in the act before he can succeed by Rogue.
Oh, pardon, Reverend, I didn't expect... Hey, what are you doing?
After chasing Brother Reinhardt throughout the temple, Kurt attempts to save Rogue from a fall.
There, you are safe.
And after misreading the situation and seeing the so-called demon, Wolverine ends up knocking Nightcrawler unconscious and almost finishes him off, only to be stopped by a monk who says not to hurt him because Kurt is his brother.
He is my brother. Brother? I don't see the resemblance. Brother? In the ecclesiastical sense. That is, a member of our monastery.
After discussing his background and how he's been treated from birth, the question comes up on if it makes him crazy or not. But Kurt responds by informing everyone that it did, until he found God and his faith, which Logan responds with the statement that them being mutants shows that God had given up on them a long time ago.
My appearance does not make it easy.
Don't it make you crazy?
It did once, but then I found peace by devoting my life to God. He directed me to this place where they value the character of my heart, not my appearance.
What are you talking about? We're mutants. God gave up on us a long time ago.
No, my friend.
Nightcrawler responds that God doesn't give up on any of his children as long as they accept him, and Wolverine just can't accept that given his past experiences with having that desire but being shown a lot of suffering and pain in his life.
Don't
Storms
give
away.
me that easy answer garbage. I've tried. Don't you think I want that? I don't need a sermon from some circus boy preacher.
I think it's something that I've seen many times over when the debate of religion happens. It's often asked, why doesn't God step in and just give a fix-all for the bad and the negativity in the world, which I'm sure everyone has asked at one point or another. Mutants, getting the short end of the stick so to say, clearly can feel abandoned by God given the circumstances, but there's one amongst them that has found salvation in their faith, which is a common theme in real life when it comes to faithfulness and religion. And it's so interesting to see an animated series from the 90s tackle the subject matter at all, when especially today, religion is such a touchy subject that's almost best not to be mentioned. I think having Wolverine being the main driving force to be anti-God/religion makes a lot of sense, as he's clearly faced a lot of physical and mental torment in his life, and is something that can also be related to having to get through that seemingly on your own. While having a private discussion about it, Nightcrawler explains how they're both alike, but while he found peace in God, Wolverine has only found more anger in his journey.
You are searching for me.
Nah. Looking for a moment alone.
We're alike, you and I. Angry at the world, and ourselves. My pain drove me to seek God. Yours drove you away.
Don't tell me about God. What kind of God would let men do this to me?
I'm someone who has had my times where I would yell at God and ask why I had been cursed and faced with such hardships in my life. But also more recently, I found happiness, comfort, and support after finding my faith, while openly stating I don't subscribe to any particular religions. It's something that can be a journey for everyone, as shown in Wolverine in this episode.
Life will always be hard. I understand this better than most. Yet despite it all, people of every faith believe there is a God who loves them.
Nightcrawler doesn't just force God upon the mutants who aren't so keen to the idea of him, but does try to show them the quote-unquote light they can find in God, versus trying to turn them using fear, hate, and nasty vitriol that can be used by some more extreme followers.
Can so many be wrong? Open your heart, Herr Logan. Would it hurt so much to see the world through different eyes?
Brother!
It's actually a story I feel way more touched by than I expected to heading into it.
Brother Reinhardt understands his tragic mistake and has repented. The townspeople no longer look at me with fear in their hearts. There was no loss of life. All are reasons to be thankful.
In the end, with Logan finding some solace in prayer at the church as viewed upon by Rogue, which brings tears to her eyes, it's a great way to close things out.
I will give thanks to you, O Lord, for though you were angry with me, your anger turned away and you comforted me. I will trust and will not be afraid.
While yes, a touchy subject that can be debated if it even belonged in a kid's show to begin with, I think it's great how this particular episode handles it, and doesn't come across as shoving religion down someone's throat or telling them that they'd suffer and burn for not turning to God.
Remember, Herr Logan, different eyes.
Nightcrawler gives the suggestion, shares his experience and thoughts on it, and Wolverine does with that what he will. I feel that is the best way to handle such thing. It's very apparent that one of the biggest issues people have with religion is the believers, who are very abrasive and forceful with the idea. In the end, I find this to be one of my favorite episodes of the series, and it's an impressive take on the topic at hand that accompanies messages of tolerance, forgiveness, etc., as well as the superhero madness we come to expect from the X-Men. Admittedly, this video wasn't going to be the one that I had planned to start my channel with. I've had an idea kicking around for a few years now that I want to get out there, that I started working on, but it hasn't been going my way. And while I've been rewatching this series, I came across this episode and the idea for this came about. So that's why I went with it. Let me know what you think in the comments below about the video, about the concept, about the themes in the video, about X-Men in general. Are you enjoying X-Men 97? And yeah, leave a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you so desire, because I'm planning on making more videos. We'll see when they actually come about. But yeah, I just want to say thanks for even giving this the time of day.